My name is Chris Brennaman. I would say the owner. I'm the co-owner of Infinite Realities and Infinite Realities Arcade, partners with my wife, Tiffany. And we recently decided that we wanted to expand our business, and fate took us to an arcade. Our business philosophy is community, 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 that you invest in the community so that the community has a reason to support you. There's nothing in our store that you can't get 100 other places, and even online probably significant cheaper. But what you're not gonna get is that, I call it the Cheers experience. I grew up on that show. I always wanted to have my own Cheers. And you're not gonna get that from Amazon. You're not gonna get that from a big chain retailer. So first and foremost, it was very little things like greeting everybody that came in, getting to know our regulars. That's really important to us. And I think that's how any business gets the support of the community. To me, the third space is something that we have been desperately missing, and we were so excited to get rid of them. You know, we were so excited that we could buy books online, we could game online, we were so excited that we could get our comics online, everything online. And then I think that, especially when the pandemic hit and we couldn't go anywhere, I think it made all of us reflect that maybe it was a mistake to get rid of all of those third spaces. And I think a community like Tucker, part of their growth is encouraging the creation of more third spaces and encouraging the communities to come together, know your neighbors. We want to be a part of that. Just as much as we're missing third spaces, we have slowly as a culture realized that we don't own any of that. You keep hearing examples of companies wiping people's music catalog. And it's not like the digital copies are cheaper. If you're gonna go buy the Blu-ray or the 4K, you're gonna rent it, or buy it rather, from these online marketplaces for the same price, and that these companies can just take it away from us. It's right there in the fine print. I think that we're currently rebelling against that, and you're seeing it especially with teenagers, people in their 20s, who didn't grow up owning their own music, who didn't grow up having physical media. Not to mention just the tactile experience of it. There's something really, really magical with popping open that game case, pulling the cartridge or the disc out, inserting it yourself onto the machine that you own. There's something magical about being able to hold this physical thing of something that you love or are passionate about. Didn't open the comic book shops I thought it would make money. When I started being around all of these things, like these rare comics, all the new comics that would come out, all these games, and you're looking at it and you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is all mine. And that's exciting. But then it dawns on you, oh, I have to sell this if I want to keep doing this. The best advice I ever got right before we opened the comic shop was a friend of mine goes, hey, are you serious about working in comics? And he had used to be a dealer, and I said, yeah, I'm very serious about this. And you want to succeed? I do. Congratulations, you're not a comic book collector anymore. Now on the flip side, I can go pull off anything on the shelf in that store right now, sit down and read it. I do have like the biggest, most valuable collection I've ever had. Same with the arcade. The arcade was really exciting. The big challenge though is curating. Space is limited, so putting together the game collection, just because you think something is exciting doesn't mean that everybody's gonna line up to play it. If we only sold the comics that I was passionate about, probably would have gone out of business within 2 months. It's like my brother always says, don't talk about it, be about it. And that is scary, and that's okay. Wherever you are, whether you're watching this in Tucker, on the other side of DeKalb County, Clarkston, any places like that, you have to put yourself out there and be a part of that community and work with the growth of it. And I think that any community has the ability to make that magic if you just dedicate yourself to making your little corner of that much better. And then if you want to learn more about us, like I said, come see us. We're active on Instagram, we're active on Facebook, we've got newsletters, 2316 Main Street, Suite E. And if you want to come buy some comic books or just hang out with us, we have people come in, they just want to hang out. 5007 La Vista Road. And we are within a very short walk of each other. You're coming at a good time because next week we're rolling out events. We're going to start rolling out our racing tournaments, our fighting game tournaments, our leagues. So it's a really good time to start being a part of our community, whether it's comics or arcade. or
Both.